So just to finish up, everybody, and just reiterate what we did today, we looked at the aims and objectives and why we went about doing this BFireSafe project. We had Test Your Knowledge, which was interesting to find. The testimonials from our Spanish teacher from UL and our Irish teacher, what they said about this and trying it out in the classroom. And then we had, when we broke up into our groups, we went with a content overview, giving an overview of what this is all about, and going into our learning management system. And this was used really well by Veronica, where she was going in and out, using it for showing her videos, etc. We went through the different resources and methodologies. And I think at this stage, teachers should have a very clear understanding of what's involved in units 1 to 5. We went through the assessment and certification and the importance of that. And then we are finishing up now with some questions and feedback as such. And if you go on to the next slide, you can see there, you can follow us on Twitter, BFireSafe School, LinkedIn, or Facebook, or Instagram. And we also have a generic email. Be careful there, it's BEFireSafe. There's an E after the BFireSafe at school@gmail.com. I suppose I just want to say before we go any further, a huge thank you to all our project partners for the amount of work that's gone into producing this brilliant resource, in particular to all our presenters today, and to all our teachers, and our teachers who come from Belgium, Germany, Spain, and Ireland, and to Karen and her team, and of course you, Greg, as well, for keeping us in there with the IT. Going forward, we would love if you could actually log into the system, register as a teacher, and also register your students. Please try out our material, share it, comment on it, come back with it. We would welcome any ideas, and in the future, we will be using your comments, your research, how you found it, to actually adjust and help other teachers. Perhaps for our second session, we hope to see you again. We'd hope to see new teachers, maybe if you want to invite a colleague who you think might be of interest to. It might be interesting across, in Ireland, different programs from the LCA, LCVP, or transition year or junior cycle. And our next session will be Wednesday, September the 22nd, this day week. We had a lot of questions and answers session. A lot of questions that came up were in relation to timing. And what we said is the way it's actually designed is that it can be as short or as detailed as you want. You actually get your certification if you only do 1 unit or 2 units, you get certification per unit. The activities we kept to with few different methodologies. So really time-wise, it will vary. If there's a time constraint, what we'd say is stick to the main ones that we recommended. And also teachers were wondering, would they get a certificate where they have actually completed this course so that they can show their management that they can actually present this BFireSafe at School program, which we thought was a really good idea. And 1 or 2 of the Irish teachers wanted us to do a short video or a PowerPoint on something they could bring back to their colleagues and show them at a staff meeting and say, this is what BFireSafe is actually about. There was a problem with logging on to the management system where some people were using their mobile phones. So we will look into all those questions. We will put a question and answer session up on our website as well with those answers. And feel free to email or contact us. We'd love you to get onto our social media. Don't be shy about tweeting. Anyone that knows me knows I love tweeting. So we hope to see you all then, and we'll be all following you on Twitter as well, or Instagram, or Facebook, or LinkedIn as such. And just wondering, is there any other questions?
Yeah, so Team Belgium, Team Germany, and Team Spain. Were there any questions in your groups that you wanted to ask? If you want to use the chat box, you can type in your question now. either in your own language or in English, whatever works. But if you have questions, ask them now. We have literally 10 minutes before the end of the session. So get your questions in now.
I won't be able to answer them in the different languages, but we'll have.
Oh, well, don't worry. You don't have to answer them in. I won't get you answering questions in Greek or anything. Don't worry, Caroline. It's okay. So Heidi has a question there. Just so you know, Caroline. I don't know whether you've got any trade secrets there to let in, but Heidi has a question there. You can have a quick look at. She's
one big question: what happens after the project?
Yes, the question is: the project stops at the end of October. What afterwards?
What afterwards?
I hope to address that particular issue at the end of next week's session. It's on the program for the end of next week's session as to how we will sustain this program and put in place some resource that will help to keep the content up to date and fresh and to keep updating it. And that is a discussion we as project partners need to have among ourselves. But it's something that I'm certainly very anxious that we will have some mechanism that we will renew and review this great resource, which I'm very proud of, and that we're all very proud of, that it will not just die after the project ends, that it will continue, and that we will continue to develop and update the content as time goes on.
So you have to tune in next week. Everyone has to come back next week to find out the answer to Heidi's question. Sophia has another question there, Caroline, that's just come in there, which I'm sure you guys can help her with.
Do we need to complete the program by October? Then no. You can leave it until the end of the academic year. You don't have to, yeah.
Great stuff. And a question that had come to me was, if I didn't attend the first session, it's okay for me to attend the second session. So realistically, if you have colleagues, we would encourage them to come along next week. Is that correct?
Absolutely, Greg. Or even to invite a colleague along with you as well. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And we'll also encourage people, they can view this particular session after today on our website as well.
And actually, it'll be a very good teaching resource, because if I was teaching this in the classroom, I might click some of the video and show that to the students. And that would, what Veronica was going through as she was going through her different units, etc.
Okay, brilliant. It's nearly home time in Belgium, Germany, and Spain as we head at 5 minutes to 5 p.m. So if anyone has any more questions, now is the time to ask them. If you have a question in your mind that you don't want to publicly ask, again, just to remind us, the email address is on our screen. It's bfiresafe@school@gmail.com. And I think we all want to thank you guys for tuning in today. We know how busy you are with your schedules to tune in and to join us for today's session. We really do welcome you participating and really appreciate all your engagement today.
Okay, then everybody, we'll see you next week. And thank you again, because you've made it happen by actually turning up here online today. So thank you so much. We really appreciate that.